Welcome back to the Steve and Tyler Show. Not Steve and Tyler, like that one guy from that one band.
Everyone knows. We're not him.
Yeah, but we're not him. We're Steve and Tyler. And Steve and Tyler is sarcastic, extremely, like, there's, like, high dose of sarcasm. Like, if you're a junkie, and you're like, you can
be addicted to one thing. Be addicted to this podcast.
Be addicted to sarcasm, because you'll OD on it. Just saying. Now, sucks to suck. Our purpose here is we report news that typically people don't hear, they don't see.
And Steve, it's funny.
It's got to be funny. If it's not funny,
it's not on the show.
And if you can't deal with, like, junkie jokes because they're disgusting, then I guess you're not going to like our show. If you also like sarcasm and truth, because I speak a lot of it on Twitter, and I know Tyler does also. I preach that. Please follow us at SteveTyler_show. And I think we accept hate mail. We got some this week at our Gmail, SteveandTylerShow@gmail.com. Please go ahead and subscribe to us on iTunes. And we had a few this week, but please share that. Speak it around. Follow us on Podbean at The Steve and Tyler Show.
Did you cut out the dick pic jokes because the one guy complained?
Oh, yeah, the one guy didn't like our dick pic jokes.
We had one guy who said, I stopped watching after the dick pic joke.
He heard, he's like, yeah, I got the dick pic jokes, and I just stopped. I'm like, well, you understand, it's sarcasm, right?
Maybe he didn't know.
I don't know. I had to explain it to him. It was really weird. It was just
if
like,
you have
man.
to explain the joke, it never works.
No, it just doesn't. It's like, I'm not actually a fag. I don't actually like dick pics.
Well,
but it's really funny when our fans send it to them because they're understanding our humor. It's disgusting. Joke. It's disgusting. We're disgusting. Understand humor. But back to the hate mail and I guess this is slander that we received this week.
We did. I cried.
We're white nationalists.
Apparently, we're racist.
According to one fan.
Just one.
This is singular fan. The word degenerate
is racist.
Is apparently racist.
Pretty sure it's not. Been using it since like 2006.
Last time I checked it, doesn't end.
I think I use it every single day.
I don't know. I pretty much coined that phrase back in 2009. So.
Well, I was using it in 2006. So there you go.
Yeah, but I coined it in 2009.
I think you copied me.
You got 3 years of reparations.
Oh,
well.
Look at that.
Joke's on you.
Look at that preview to what we're going to talk about later.
Preview. It's a good one. This is a good show. I think it's a good show. But hey, Tyler, you're Ray Romano.
Oh yeah, someone called me Ray Romano today. Not today. In the email.
Like Monday. Like a lot of our people listen first day of posting, which is cool. Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
All at once. They just need us, Steve. Steve and Tyler comes out. They're like, they are junkies. Just a taste.
Just a taste of that. So, no, too much. Done. Apparently, dick pics.
Apparently, I sound like Ray Romano. Degenerate's racist. I looked up Ray Romano is worth $120 million.
Yeah, Tyler, we'll be like triple times that in 2 years. So
all I remember about that show was the grandpa or his dad was really funny.
He was hysterical.
Unfortunately, I got compared to the least funny character, but I'm sure it's fine.
He's pretty funny. He's got a lot of sarcasm, but you're definitely not Italian.
Yeah, I'm like the least Italian person I know.
You were like, okay, so everybody knows Conor McGregor, and it just so happens they're fighting tonight, and he's kind of pasty. So Tyler is like ×5 pastier.
Yeah, I have.
Tyler is like
I have no color. That's what
Cheeto, 11 by 12 white paper, and Tyler is still whiter.
It's pretty bad.
Borderline albino. Just saying.
Close. Like if I had red eyes, you wouldn't be able to tell.
Oh man, no, it'd be gross. It'd be disgusting. He'd be the demon you see in the night.
It'd be kind of cool though. It would be original.
It would be really, really disgusting. Okay, first story. The Atlantic
stories.
The Atlantic claims Monday's solar eclipse is racist.
See, this Steve, all we talk about is race on this show. That's why they think. But you know why, Steve? It's in the news.
Tyler, it's a solar eclipse.
Apparently, the universe is against the black people.
Like, is it like the moon is white? Well, I guess. I mean, like, the sun's yellow. So the sun's like Asian. If we're gonna get yellow, we're gonna talk race. I mean, come on. So,
Steve, tell the people why this person thought it was racist, Steve.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and read a wee bit here. At first glance, the headline "American Blackout" quote unquote appears to be an attempt to one-up the Boston Globe, who claimed that the Sun, dastardly conservative that it is, was biased towards Trump supporters. Wow. Who saw this coming? Since the swath of the country that will witness 100% coverage is made up mainly of counties, not states, but counties that went for Trump in the 2016 election. Are you kidding me?
We're one story in. We already got the "Are you kidding me?"
I mean, we're the first paragraph. So these people are pissed off because
I don't think the Sun made like a conscious decision.
You know what? I think the Sun
maybe he did. Maybe the Sun is a giant Trump supporter.
I mean, what? This is not news. This is like, oh my God, like we're talking about this because this is the funny shit we talk about. The only reason this is here is because this is so stupid that we had to talk about it.
Had to.
You're gonna call the Sun racist.
The best part is they compared this to like systematic racism, like Jim Crow laws. They compared the Sun to.
Alice Ristroff of Brooklyn Law School insists that the solar system, which itself exhibits signs of implicit bias, has it out for minorities. This retard. I mean, come on. Like, what? No way. There's no way you believe this. There's no way you believe this. There can't. You cannot possibly actually feel that the solar system that white people have absolutely nothing to do with is implicitly biased.
Apparently Jupiter. Does that mean like Jupiter, Neptune? Are they all racist?
I think Pluto. Oh, wait a minute. They're not even a planet no more. I guess according to this, they'd be the black ones because they just left out for nothing. According to the rest of the people. Whatever. Screw you. On August 21st, 2017, a total solar eclipse will arrive mid-morning on the coast of Oregon. It has been dubbed the Great American Eclipse. And along most of its path, there live almost no black people. Okay, cool.
Random.
So, I mean, come on. How do you control this? Presumably, this is not explained by the implicit bias of the solar system. Ristroff goes on to say, Oregon, where this begins, is almost entirely white. Huh. Well, really?
They are pretty liberal, though.
They are incredible liberal.
That's kind of ironic.
That's what I said. The 10% or so of state residents who do not identify as white are predominantly Latino, American Indian, Alaskan, or Asian. There are very few black Oregonians. Huh.
Oregonians. Okay.
That's what the article says. From Oregon, I didn't either. From Oregon, the Great American Eclipse will travel through Idaho and Wyoming. It will catch a tiny unpopulated piece of Montana, too. Unpopulated. Okay, cool. I want to live there now. I'll be the only white guy there. Call that racist. Guy there. Call that racist. Fuck. Percentage-wise, Idaho and Wyoming are even whiter than Oregon. No shit. Really? You don't say.
You know what I think this has to do with? Like the cities are more typically more urban, if you want to call them that, right?
Yeah.
And it just happens to cut through the rural part of the country.
Like flyover America? No shit.
So just by definition, you would assume it would cut through. Oh, wow. Unless it happened to hit a city.
You know, yeah, which I'm sure it does, but this person's apparently only going for one thing. Percentage-wise, Idaho and Wyoming are even whiter than Oregon. And as in Oregon, but even more so, the few non-white residents of Idaho and Wyoming are not black. They are mostly Latino, American Indian, and Alaskan. After Wyoming, the eclipse will go through Nebraska, Kansas, and Missouri. Well, we all know what happens in Missouri. So the total eclipse will be visible from Lincoln, Nebraska, the state's capital, which reports a black population of 3.8%. The city of Omaha has a greater black population, about 14%. It is home to many of the refugees from Africa and elsewhere that Nebraska has welcomed in recent years, many of whom now work in slaughterhouses and meatpacking plants. But Omaha is about 50 miles northeast of the path of the totality.
Well, yeah, they got all
So
those
now
good steaks. They got the
we're
good
not
steaks.
even Omaha steaks. Those are some good fucking steaks. Just saying. So now we're not even talking about total eclipse. We're just talking, or now we are talking a total eclipse. Not just people just get to see it, okay? Just total eclipse. So now just getting to see it isn't good enough. It's not good enough for this person. For the person who wrote this. I'm not saying
The solar
for
system's
everybody.
racist, Steve. What are you talking
solar
about?
system's race. This is, now I regret talking about this. Is dumb. This is stupid. We tend to backlight our history, and so run the risk of trying to recover a glory that never existed. When the light in August changes, watch carefully. Is the last thing that she said. So
He's an idiot.
my first note is hopefully she looked into the sky. It's blind. So what a dumbass.
Did you actually see the eclipse?
I mean, no, not really. I didn't look up
I
into the
did.
sky.
It was
How'd
pretty
that
cool.
go? Did you use glasses like a dummy?
You had to. You can't look
you-
at it without them or you go blind, I guess. But
Well, I'm hoping she's
it was
blind.
pretty cool, not gonna lie. But
Really?
apparently I was partaking in racism when I looked. So now I know. Now I'll know for when's the next one? In like 50 years? 20, 70 something?
I thought it was like 20. It was actually sooner than they thought. It won't be that long.
Well,
Well, actually,
Well,
we
maybe,
might see it if there's not another civil war. Or,
maybe we'll tear the sun out of the sky by then because it's racist.
I mean, it is pretty racist. I think we should just black it out and
Tear it down.
Tear it down. We should tear it down.
Next story, Steve.
Yeah, we should just go to the next story for. So
The great hypocrite strikes again.
this man. Okay, so everybody, if they don't, you should know about the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He is an absolute piece of shit.
He's pretty hypocritical about
He
just
is.
about everything.
Canada, you have a very, very, very rough road ahead of you. Would prefer you not, a Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau would prefer you not enter his country illegally. That's
Wow!
that's the
we
title.
have the same preference. But when we do, it's racist.
Wow, it's incredibly racist.
Wow.
Any leftists who are still contemplating a move to Canada in the wake of Donald Trump's election may soon find themselves out of luck completely. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Canada is about to start cracking down on illegal immigration, and it's starting with border jumpers. Huh! No shit!
Wait a sec.
Wait a minute. I think I've seen this movie before.
Wait a minute.
You don't mean that
The
he's
people from the South are jumping the border? What?
what? No. Wait a Tyler, I read this somewhere. Oh. Oh, now it's hitting me. Oh.
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 This guy. He's got a lot of balls to say something so ridiculous like this.
This dude's got some coconuts. He's probably got some. What an idiot. Trudeau, who routinely tells potential refugees to Canada that the country will welcome them with open arms, and has regularly criticized President Donald Trump, which he has, for his hardline stance on taking in more Syrian families. Families! He said families! They're not fucking families. You know what they are? They're male-age military men coming over.
They're like
That's
40-year-old men.
That is fact. They're not families. They're not the women and children. That's bullshit. Anyway, more Syrian families set adrift by that nation's bloody civil war told a press conference Monday that he and his government will no longer tolerate those who seek to enter Canada without a personal invitation. No way! You mean you got wise to people who just wanted free shit? Wow! Huh!
You gotta
I didn't
love,
see this coming.
You gotta love this quote though. We are also a country of laws.
Yes,
Entering Canada irregularly is not an advantage. There are rigorous immigration and custom rules that will be followed. But if we do that in the U.S., it's racist. Canada has rules.
He started
Not so much.
that quote with, Canada is an opening and a welcoming society, but let me be clear.
Oh yeah, I forgot that part.
Who has said that before? Trump did!
It's just too perfect.
And on this show, if you've ever listened, which you probably haven't, it is we have made it abundantly clear that we are 100% okay with immigration.
Legal immigration.
Legal. I say immigration because it's inferred legal on this show. If you're an illegal immigrant, get the fuck out.
You're breaking the law.
You're breaking the law. I don't
The
give a shit.
law.
You got internet somehow. Get the fuck. Why don't you research how to be legal, and then you can stay in your home. I don't give a shit. But you're gonna say that we are a country of laws. No, you're not. You're a joke right now. Canada. Oh man, see, and I hate that because
The best part is we've heard all of this before.
from our own president.
But when he said it, it was racist.
You know, he's probably going to shut down government. We're going to build that wall. You know that, right?
Gonna build a wall.
Build that wall! According to the CBC,
You think,
yeah, go ahead.
You think,
Yep.
How do you say
Yep.
this guy's name? Trudeau?
Trudeau, faggot? Yeah, Trudeau.
Trudeau? Do you think he's gonna build a wall on the U.S.-Canada border?
Nope. You know what? And I talk about that later on. He's not going to build a wall. He's just going to let people die.
Oh.
We'll talk about that in a minute. According to the CBC, Canada's state broadcasting network, Canadian government statistics show a sharp increase in illegal immigration. It said it in the article, illegal immigration, which is hysterical. In July, around 1,100 people jumped the border into Canada. Most walking into the province of Quebec, which, for those of you who don't know, is mostly French-speaking. And from my understanding, they're rather douchebags. Towns in the American. Well, I mean, you read what people say.
All right.
I
I don't know. I've never met anyone from Quebec.
I mean, hey, from towns in the American Northeast. That's up almost 20% from June, and more than 50% of the total number of asylum seekers who crossed into Canada in 2016.
Steve, now I want a croissant.
Yeah, croissants are really good though. Like the French did something right. You know what? I had some today, man. I had some B King. Can I say that because it's copyrighted?
All right, sure. Shout out to B King.
Yeah, shout out to B King. That was pretty good stuff this morning. Anyway, it's hard not to blame Trudeau himself, at least partially, for the sudden uptick in illegal immigration when President Trump instituted this so-called Muslim ban, which is bullshit. It's not a Muslim ban. People say it's a Muslim ban because it's Muslim majority countries, but it's not a Muslim ban. Everybody from those countries are banned because of Muslims, because they're bomb-wearing, making jihadi, absolute degenerate pieces of shit.
That's racist. You can't use the word degenerate.
Well, I'm going to use that many a time today. Back in January, cutting off travel from 7 nations known to provide material support to terror groups located within their borders, Trudeau responded with a tweet welcoming everyone barred by the United States to set up shop north of the border, which he, in fact, did do.
Maybe he just doesn't want the celebrities to come over.
I don't believe he does.
Like
I don't.
Remember that Lena Dunham or whatever her name was?
Oh yeah, Lena Dunham. Yeah, she's dumb.
There were a whole bunch of like leftist celebrities that were like, "We're gonna leave," and everyone was like,
"Oh, we're gonna leave,"
and they're still here, and they're still here.
Oh yeah, his tweet reads: "To those fleeing persecution, terror, and war, Canadians will welcome you, regardless of your faith. Diversity is our strength. Hashtag welcome to Canada."
He forgot the part where he put "as long as you come legally."
Oh well, nope.
He left that off. That's kind of weird.
Apparently, that wasn't a thing until recently. The reporter who wrote this article says, "I think he's given up. He's giving false hope, quote unquote." False hope? Why would he do that? Earlier in the day, conservative immigration critic Michelle Rempel accused Trudeau of creating a migrant crisis in Canada and said he has no plan to fix it. Huh. We're not that... Now, she goes on to say, we're not that far off from frost, she said. Let's be honest here. Tyler, I'll tell you how I took that. How did you take that quote? We're not that far off from frost.
I don't know, Steve. How'd you take it?
I took it as winter's about here. It's getting colder. And it's Canada.
I thought that was like a Game of Thrones reference.
Well, like winter's coming. I mean, it is coming. It's on its way.
I've actually never seen Game of Thrones.
Since you're shame.
I've been told but I heard there's like 7 seasons.
Yeah, there's 7. Yeah, it's
that's
really
a
good
lot
show.
of time it would take for me to catch up.
It's a lot of time. It's a really good show, though. I would.
Winter's coming. That's all I know.
Well, I mean that's the first season. I mean, you gotta
it's coming. The frost is coming.
Shame on. With a massive backlog in refugee claims, Rempel called Trudeau irresponsible for opening Canada's door, then responding to the spike by building tent cities instead of presenting a credible plan. Now, tent cities. I mentioned this quite a few times coming up here. So, winter is right around the corner, and because this dumbass has not managed to this properly and has caused a massive influx of illegals walking over and people fleeing to them because he said, hey, you're all out and over here. They now have to live in these tent cities, and they're literally going to freeze because winter is on its way. So this absolute piece of shit is openly allowing people to come over, but doesn't have the funding to house them properly. Winter's close, and he's not sure how to handle it, Tyler.
Winter's coming, Steve, like I said. I think I was right. I think it was a Game of Thrones reference.
I mean, it might. I'm trying not to reference Game of Thrones when I write this, okay? So...
That's all I got.
Tyler, hold on a minute. So he can talk down to Trump because he disagrees with what Trump has said.
Do as I say, Steve, not as I do.
And what Trump has done regarding illegal immigration. Illegal immigration! But this retard is allowing a massive amount of people in, according to Canadian standards. And they're living in tent cities with winter coming.
It's coming. He's pretty much screwed these people. That's what happened.
So, I'll end on this, I guess. This dipshit is about to secondhand murder hundreds of people and families because he lacks a willingness to be intelligent.
Ooh, that's a strong ending.
Boom.
Boom.
Justin Trudeau, you're a retard. Next story. Petition urging Trump to label Antifa a terrorist organization has exploded online with overwhelming support. Woo!
Clap it out.
Yeah!
Fantastic.
Speaking of degenerates, Mr. President, sir, please label the lowest life of form a terrorist organization.
Form of life.
Life, same thing.
Somebody said we were racist because we threw a lot of shade at Antifa too.
Yeah, I mean,
even though they're all white people.
We can't say all, but I mean, everybody that I've seen is white.
I'm sure. Yeah, there's probably some black and Latinos in there, but
you see the guy
mostly white people. That's all.
You see the guy shot in the dick with the pepper. Did you see that video I sent you? That's gold.
Video.
That's gold. And
you know what the best part of that video is?
It's beautiful.
He already got arrested.
Oh, yeah, he did.
And the guy that helped him up is wearing a Kaepernick jersey. That's probably the most I've seen a Kaepernick jersey make a play all year.
It is great. Oh, and it's the most you're gonna see because he's still unemployed.
That's because he's terrible.
Because he's garbage. He's horrible. God, we could do a whole show on Kaepernick and how he's absolute garbage. Anyway, a petition calling for President Donald Trump to classify the anarcho-communist group known as Antifa, trash, utter trash, disgusting garbage, as a terrorist organization has hit the benchmark of 100,000 signatures. Now, that was
now, because that was on what day was that? Monday.
Yep, it's grown to over 290,000 now.
It's gonna hit 300 soon. So
I mean, yeah, he only needed 100,000 for it to hit his desk, right?
I want to hear Trump's response.
I do too, because the second he says this is okay, or
yeah,
this
he's got to
bad,
pick a side either way, right?
he's got to pick a side. He condemned the alt-right and the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, the racists. He did. He condemned them during his campaign. He condemned them.
And let's be honest, he's probably
the
not
other
wrong.
day.
But he also should condemn these people who weren't these the people that were throwing rocks at the police?
Yes, these guys at the Charlottesville. I can't say protest because it was just a massive riot. It wasn't a protest. The Charlottesville riot that ended up with the loss of life for 3 people. These guys were there, and they were still violent. Now I would call them
agitators.
I would believe the Nazis and the white nationalists were also violent.
I'm sure both sides were violent.
But every single side I've seen, every side, and I read both sides, clearly stated that after Antifa showed up, they
got worse.
They were quite literally beating on people. So, and after the Boston rallies, riots, they were throwing bottles of piss.
I read that too, actually.
At officers. And they were throwing rocks at officers. And I'm just like, what? These people are absolute terrorists.
If you want to protest, that's one thing. But the minute it turns violent, we got other problems.
Absolutely.
We got other problems. Either side. It doesn't matter if you're the far right, if you're far left. If you're in the middle, if you're a violent moderate, you're still violent.
You are still violent. That is absolutely unacceptable because, in my personal belief, Nazis who sit there and preach all this garbage, they are just as bad as Antifa. They are Antifa. Yeah, they both want the same thing. They want the same thing. Side. Exactly, and they're trash. We do not support them. We do not want them.
And we don't want to hear emails how we support either side.
No, I don't want to hear text messages. I don't want to hear any comments. I don't want to hear this garbage. you guys are not supporting a terrorist group. No, I don't want to hear that dumb shit.
We just say funny shit that happened. It doesn't matter who.
Now, according to the article, using the definition of terrorism, the petition's author wrote that Antifa, a nickname for anti-fascist, needs to be classified as a terrorist organization because it uses violence in pursuit of its political goals. The petition says terrorism is defined as the use of violence and intimidation in pursuit of political aims. Yep.
Check. Checking the boxes, Steve.
Checking it up. Shut up. This definition is the same definition used to declare ISIS and other groups as terrorist organizations.
Check number 2?
Yep. Check number 2? I don't know. 2's better than none. This disgusting group of degenerates. They are gross. They are clearly... They're relentless. They've proven themselves that they are exactly this.
They cause trouble.
They do. Time and time again.
They're just violent people.
Exactly. This is exactly what they are.
The best part is they're an advocate for using violence against anyone they disagree with. Spewing hate is the term the article uses.
Now, if I could sit here and prove that one time these people had protested peacefully, I'd say it because I did my research on this.
I don't think there is.
They haven't. Not a single time.
Every protest they have turns violent.
And they actually have gotten peacefuler because they used to throw and hit people with bike locks. To my knowledge, that's not happening just yet. They
piss.
What they do? They nail
spikes.
Drive it. They drive a nail into the into the end of the 2x4.
Police horses.
Yep.
I saw that.
Yep. They are garbage. If you support these people, please, for the love of God, unsubscribe. I don't want your support. You are a piece of shit. And Nazis, don't get me wrong, they are awful. And I do not
we don't really want their support either.
No, I don't want your
support.
support.
We don't want either side.
Nope.
Ugh.
I'd rather have a retarded liberal than your support, and that's saying something because liberals are stupid. But
at least they're not violent. Sometimes
you know what? If anything, this group is actually hurting the liberals because
it just makes them look bad.
some liberals actually just want peaceful protest. They do, and I know that for a fact. But instead, these guys are just beating the shit out of people who walk around with a flag draped across
you
their shoulder.
disagree. I better kick your ass.
Wait, you love America? I don't think so. I don't think that's okay. You want to throw piss and rocks at cops?
Fuck you.
Fun. That's
You're
fine.
fucked.
Yeah. That's cool.
Fuck
Fine.
you.
Whatever. Don't complain. Don't complain when you get shot in the fucking face because you decided to assault an officer. I get
We gotta move on, Steve.
We gotta
get upset.
No, because the next
The
story
next
hits
one's
home.
worse.
Quite literally.
Cleveland Browns. Let us down again, Steve.
Yeah, they let us down. I'm not going to say his name because, well, I have to. Browns DeVal, first white player to kneel for anthem, explains motivation. I don't give a fuck about your motivation.
I know it's motivation.
Let's say that. let's start this off. The United States. This is DeVal quote. The United States is the greatest country in the world. It is because it provides opportunities to its citizens and no other country does. Yes, this is 100%
That sounds
true.
correct.
I agree with this.
So far, so good, DeVal. You're looking good.
Said, yeah, according to USA Today Sports, he continues and says, the issue is, that it doesn't provide equal opportunity to everybody. Hold on, there's more.
That sounds false to me, Steve.
And I wanted to support my African-American teammates today who wanted to take a knee. So I have a huge problem with that right there.
Wait a second. Doesn't this guy make millions of dollars playing football?
He does.
It sounds like he had an equal opportunity.
And you know what the best part is? On any other team, he'd be like, special teams player. But because he's on for the record, I am a die-hard Browns fan.
Die hard. Me too.
I mean, lifelong die-hard Browns fan. This ripped me an absolute new asshole when I saw this the other day. It doesn't provide an equal opportunity. That is 100% bullshit.
That sounds false.
It is. It's proven false. It's proven false time and time again.
What other country would you rather go to, Mr. DeVal?
Hey, you know what, DeVal? Enjoy Somalia. No?
You want to go to Iran? No.
Wait, hold on. You know what? I bet Saudi Arabia. No. No. Maybe the UK. Oh, wait a minute. That's still not good enough.
There's a reason people want to come here, Steve.
There's a reason.
The greatest country on the face of the earth. The land of opportunity. Where if you work hard, you can do whatever you want. Nobody can tell you no, Steve.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got these people.
And then we got these
multi-million-dollar football players who say, no, we're not getting our fair share, Steve. That's what they say. You make millions of dollars to pick up a football and run down the field, Steve.
Which he doesn't even do
that
often.
Which he doesn't do very good, apparently.
Now with my understanding, he's only 1 year in the league, okay? So he's still trying to come up about his own, which happens a lot throughout the league, okay? I will say that. To his defense, he has the accolades to be a good player. But
clearly he's not right in the head.
Dude, say a prayer. You don't have to. Why during the anthem? Why? Of all things, you're going to sit there and shit on the one thing that collectively actual Americans, not Antifa, actual Americans respect.
Steve, you didn't want to bring this up, but I'm going to say it.
Oh, God, what are you about to do? Oh, my God, you're going to talk about his family.
I think it's because his wife is a black person.
Oh, no, his kids are mixed. Don't do that.
But his wife is black, and I think that's why.
When he said African American teammates, it's like, man, dude, you yourself are like European American. DeVal, what are you, Italian? I mean, like, come on, dude. Like I'm Italian American. There has to be equality. You talk about equal opportunity, say it right. In your own quote, you misspoke. He continues, we wanted to draw attention to the fact that there's things in this country that still need to change. I myself will be raising children that don't look like me. And I want to do my part as well to do everything I can to raise them in a better environment than we have right now.
I think I'm right.
Tyler,
I think his wife told him to do it.
Well, he's the first white person to do it, so maybe he did it for media. All I know is that we're recording on a Saturday. The Browns are playing, and they did not kneel tonight. That I know. So, props at the same time.
Kaepernick's still unemployed?
Yeah, Kaepernick is. Yeah, he's
because he sucks.
He is awful. He really is bad.
It is
he's
completely unrelated to his protest. If you could, we did this last week, but if you could play,
we could do this every week.
If you can play and score touchdowns, somebody will put up with you. That's how it is. Look at T.O. T.O. was definitely a detriment to his team chemistry. But
and you know what?
Touchdowns. And that's
he scored touchdowns. And they signed him. They kept writing them checks because
he can play. You can't have a big mouth and not be able to play.
What is he? Top 2? Top 3?
Number 1, T.O.
Oh man, don't you get in the Jerry. Jerry Rice. Anyway, but you know what?
Top 2.
Nobody's talking about this.
Nobody did talk about this.
No. Do you see any coaches doing this? Do you see any coaches taking a knee?
No.
Nope. Exactly. Not a single one. Now, Hugh did go ahead and he said, I support my guys' right to do this, even though I did say, hey, don't do it.
Yeah, he said he wanted a heads up. Wants a heads up before you go and do it.
And he didn't get it. But he did not. But they did it, and he still stood up for his guys, which as a coach you have to do.
You sort of have to do anyway, right? You're sort of stuck.
But no coaches are doing this, so that just tells me
unrelated.
I don't see. I don't know why do players feel the need to do it, and coaches, the people who are supposed to be in charge, aren't.
Unrelated thing I have to say.
Go ahead.
The ratings for the NFL are doing terrible.
Yeah, they are. They're really bad.
And I think that this is part of it. Because when I watch football, Steve.
I love football. I love it.
I used to spend entire Sundays just watching football.
Me too. I played coach. Loved it.
Watch the 4 o'clock game. Watch the Sunday night game.
Yep.
I didn't have cable, so I couldn't watch the Monday game. But I did that for years.
Yep.
When I watch football, Steve,
yeah,
I don't want to hear about politics.
Nope.
I don't care. I watch football to have a good time with my family.
Absolutely.
Watch the Browns let me down every week.
Every single week.
And
other
for
than
entertainment. I don't watch football to hear political statements.
Nope.
I think a lot of people agree with me that that's part of the reason that people have been watching less football.
Yep. Do your job. Shut the fuck up.
You get paid millions of dollars in the greatest country in the world, and you're protesting.
Yep. You are protesting because you have the opportunity to, which in a sense I'm okay with.
You can protest.
Absolutely.
You're still wrong.
You're still wrong. And that's okay, because that's your right to protest. It's also my right to call you a retard.
You have the right to be wrong.
Absolutely. You can protest until you're blue in the fucking face. But the fact of the matter is you're going to protest for there's so many crimes committed against the black community. You know how many white people are killed every year by police because they decided to be fucking idiots?
It's the same thing.
I'm a lot more than black people. Lot more. Statistically. Plenty. But you guys are going to complain about the only the black people.
Yeah, they
that
don't
you
care
are complaining
if white
about.
people get
Nope, because this is the first white person that has taken a knee. The first one. The very first white person that's taken a knee. Kaepernick did it for a whole fucking year, didn't play.
That's because he sucks.
It is.
This guy,
But
better
it wasn't.
hope he doesn't suck.
It wasn't. It wasn't for white people.
No.
That's the point. It's not in the white. It happens more against white people than it does black people, and it's statistics. It happens. Get over it. Do as you're told. Don't get fucking shot. You go home. It is what it is. It is very simple. Very simple. Use your head. Don't be a piece of shit. Next story.
This lady makes me laugh.
You know what? You can lead this one off. Here
Valerie Plame. Is that her name? Plame Wilson? Plame
Plame with an M.
Plame. Wilson.
Yes.
She's fundraising. See, did you give her money?
Nope, I didn't give her a dime.
She wants to buy a part of Twitter.
Or Twitter. She was hoping to buy Twitter. Now she just wants a part because she can't get it.
Yeah, she ain't getting shit, let's be honest. To ban Trump off of Twitter.
She's such a dumbass.
She wants to raise enough money to ban him off Twitter.
What I mean, like,
and you're like, okay, this is crazy. How much did she want to raise? She's trying to raise $1 billion.
I mean,
$1 billion.
She's an outed CIA spy. You know, she's working to raise money to get to ban Trump just from Twitter. She's trying to ban him from Twitter. That's it. No, not Instagram.
This is the biggest money grab I have ever seen.
I mean, she launched a GoFundMe on August 16th. Okay, so
you know what the worst part is? People
she got $5,000.
Money.
She got $5,000. She's got $5,000 so far. What?
People gave her money.
I mean, like, people need assisted living. You're giving her fucking $5,000, and Twitter's currently worth about $12 billion.
So she wants to buy a 12th.
Yes, she wants to buy a 12th so that she can be part of the the shareholders. She wants to bring to the shareholders the shareholder meeting. Well, we want to ban Trump. This is he says a lot of stuff and it makes us look really bad because we're stupid.
I'm a billionaire now. Woo-hoo! This is a blatant money grab, Steve. I don't care. She can say she's going to ban Trump. She's going to ban the Steven Tyler show. She can ban whatever she wants.
Please ban the show. I don't need your retarded support.
She is hoping idiots out there are going to give her $1 billion.
This is what her GoFundMe page reads. Donald Trump has done a lot of horrible things on Twitter, from emboldening white supremacists, which is not true, to promoting violence against journalists. His tweets damage the country and put people in harm's way. No. I mean, last time I checked, he dropped a Moab on Afghanistan. He murdered the shit out of people.
But she didn't even...
a boss.
This isn't even like a petition.
No, it's just...
It's like, get 300,000 people to sign to get Trump to resign from Twitter. She wants someone to give her $1 billion.
Yeah, we don't have a GoFundMe page. I don't have a Patreon. We're not asking for your money. We just want to... We want to give you information. Engage the people. Get thinking. You have issues? Message us.
Hey, maybe we should start a GoFundMe. But you know what, Steve? We're going to raise $2 billion.
And
we're going to buy... What should we buy, Steve? I can't even think.
Buy her the fuck out so she can shut the fuck up.
We're gonna buy. You know what we should do is we should buy $2 billion worth of Twitter and then reinstate Trump's Twitter.
We should promote Trump's Twitter.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, Mr. President, sir, I need you to go ahead.
I think this lady just wants to get herself on the billionaire club, and that's all it is.
All she's trying to do is censor the president of the United States.
I think this is a money grab.
Who the fuck are you?
You think she's actually caring about Trump? I think it's a money grab.
No, it's a money grab, but she's trying to. I mean, in the essence, even if it's a money grab, she's got to use it. She's got to use it to do something against Trump, right? Because if not, then it's just a scheme. I think she can get sued on.
Like, what happens? She just ends up owning a 12th of Twitter. She's like, tried to ban him, couldn't. Free speech and all. I guess I'll keep
that's
this
too
$1 billion.
bad.
And then she's gonna probably just sell it and be like, "Oh no, I'm gonna cry in my Lamborghini that I now own."
Oh my God! How do you like that? I got a brand new home in all 50 states.
Hey, look, I'm on the Forbes list.
Whatever.
This. But no one reported on this story. And that's
nobody did. Not a single person.
We didn't see it anywhere.
Nope.
Other ones, the next three, we sort of saw a little more than this story.
You know what? I wouldn't even say the next one we saw really at all. USC students at odds over whether to ditch their horse mascot over his Confederate ties.
It's because the horse is white, Steve. It's a
I,
white horse. It's racist, isn't it?
this is so fucking stupid. Students at the University of Southern California are joining in the national crusade against Confederate monuments by targeting an icon close to home, the poor horse forced to carry the USC Trojan mascot around the field during football games.
Steve, can I say this real quick?
Yeah.
It's a horse. The horse is not racist.
No, the horse.
It's
He was
a horse!
born white. He was born white. How is he racist?
It's a horse.
I know we've talked about it on the show before. That's like saying, Tyler, you and I are born. We're born racist. We're white.
Well, as we went over, I'm pretty much like Casper, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you. Oh man, I can't even see it right now. But yeah, you pasty. According to the Los Angeles Times, the school's Black Student Assembly, of course, has raised objections to the animal. Animal!
the racist animal.
Who, by all accounts, does not hold any political opinions of his own. It's a male. That's what it is. It's a white male horse. This horse, you know what? Not only is it racist, but he's going to be put to death.
Actually, I saw this horse vote for Trump. I actually watched it.
Twice! It was illegal. Just kidding. Does not hold any political opinions of his own, but who shares his name, Traveler, with the horse Robert E. Lee rode into battle in the Civil War. So he's named after a war horse.
Oh, you're like, oh, okay, maybe that's a connection. The
Nope.
horse's name is not the same Traveler.
Nope. It's
Robert E. Lee's horse, Traveler, had 2 L's.
yeah.
This one has 1 L. So it's
And
not even named after the same horse.
It even says in the article it's not clear whether the two names are related.
He's
So, is there a possibility? Absolutely. I mean, if I had a horse, I'd name it after a badass war horse.
Yeah, it sounds.
Are you kidding me? Like, come on, let's be real.
Apparently, you can't
Like-
name him Traveler, though.
Apparently, you know who was badass overall as a human being? Robert E. Lee. You know who never owned slaves? Robert E. Lee! Retards. You know how many horses the school has had since the inception of the school? 9! This is the 9th fucking horse!
Traveler the 9th.
The 9th! This is not the first, not even the... I mean, 9! It's now an issue at number 9. And it's an absolute joke. You're going to call this a problem at number 9. Why? Why didn't you see this before? You're supposed to be educated. Fuck, we were smarter back then. People graduating now are literally statistically much stupider than those who graduated 20 years ago. White supremacy hits close to home. Sophia Jackson, co-director of the USC Black Student Assembly, told the student newspaper referring to the USC Trojan horse, quote-unquote Trojan horse. What? It's a horse. It hits close to home. What? It's black. It's white. It's a white horse. If it was black, what would you say? What would you say? It's named Traveler, and the horse is black. What would you have? Would you have a fucking stroke?
Steve, breaking news. It's a horse.
It's a horse.
It does not. It doesn't have an opinion.
Quite
Either
literally.
way. I have never seen a horse be like, we better oppress these people.
Quite literally, when a human who knows how to ride horses sits atop this horse does what it's told. It doesn't have, I mean, it has a mind of its own. It can think for itself, but it's not.
It's not a philosopher horse. It's a
I mean,
horse.
I don't know about you. I don't see him waving a burning cross or lynching anybody. He literally rides.
And he's not even named after the original Robert E. Lee horse. Allegedly, because of the name difference.
You know what? All these black people and these black sympathizers, they need to. They're all pushing for all this nonsense against everything.
What was it?
Confederate.
Cheese, marble, horses,
the eclipse.
the sun.
Eclipse,
I mean, we're
yeah.
running out of stuff eventually.
I mean,
Some monument that we've seen a million times is suddenly racist.
all these people. Okay, they're pushing for all this nonsense against everything Confederate. Really need to take a history lesson and learn what Robert E. Lee really stood for and who he was before they go ahead and declare him a racist and a piece of shit just because
we
lost.
both know they won't do that, Steve.
They won't, and I know they won't, and that's the best part.
That's what keeps our
Because
show going. Then we get to report on the racist
Because
horse.
overall, I am so much more in one thing than you are, and that's more intelligent because you're a dumbass. And that what keeps me going. I get to sleep on that, matter of fact.
All right.
You know what? Go ahead. What's this next story, Tyler? I want to hear it.
Now, this story, we actually retweeted this. We were one of the first people to find this story. And this story,
I do believe that's true.
This story blew up. Now, I don't think it was because of us.
I mean, it might have been.
It was. Who are we kidding? We're great. So
next million.
we thought about not talking about this because this story did blow up, but it's just too fucking funny.
I mean, it's gold.
ESPN, you probably heard this story already if you're listening to us. The Asian announcer named Robert Lee was pulled off of the UVA game to avoid offending. They said idiots in the article.
The article said idiots. The article was clearly right-leaning.
But still.
But it's good. I mean good.
It's an Asian man, Steve.
Here's the collective. This is the collective quote from ESPN. And this is just absolute greatness. We collectively made this decision with Robert to switch games as the tragic events in Charlottesville were unfolding. Simply because of the coincidence of his name. In that moment, it felt right to all parties. It's a shame that this is even a topic of conversation, and we regret that who calls play-by-play for a football game has become an issue. The guy is Asian.
A lot of things are racist now, Steve, that we didn't know about. But Robert Lee, the Asian man, is not yet on that list. He might be now.
I mean, what if there's like a white man named Jesse Jackson? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, come on. I mean, is that a problem? I mean,
it's the man's name.
He's Asian.
There's a lot of
Lees. He's clearly Asian.
There's a lot of Lees that are Asian.
There's an overwhelming population of Lees who are Asian.
When I first read this, I thought it was a joke. Honest to God.
I did too. I didn't believe this is real.
I couldn't stop laughing. And it turns out it's real.
I mean,
the Asian man. Disney was afraid that he would be compared to Robert E. Lee.
They pulled him from broadcasting to avoid upsetting their audience further since they held an auction-style fantasy draft a week or so ago.
Which we did
talk about. And they were called racist
Check out.
for doing something that millions of people do every year. Literally.
Hey, shameless plug for episode 5 if you didn't hear that story.
Yeah. Shameless.
We're
Listen
not
to
going
it.
to talk about it now, but
Do it.
plug. What about if your name's Bob? Like Bob Lee. Is that still bad? That's like a shortened Robert.
You can still be Robert. Absolutely not. That's not acceptable.
So anyone named
Bob Lee,
Robert or Lee, you're out.
Yep.
You're out.
Yep. You're gone. You got to be. You're gone. You know what you're going to do? You're going to call some bullshit game. You're not going to call a University of Virginia game.
And there's a picture of this man in the article. He looks like a nice guy, not going to lie.
He does. He looks like a very nice person.
He's got a nice suit on.
Yes, sir.
I just didn't know he was racist.
I didn't either. Should have known. I guess he wasn't atop a horse named Traveler, so I didn't know any better.
If I would have seen the horse, like he rode into the USC game, I'm sure liberals would explode.
Oh man, I think their heads would just.
Robert Lee's riding on Traveler again.
Here is our last story for the night.
Steve, you sent me this story 4 separate times.
I apparently really wanted to talk about this.
And every single time, I laughed. A lot.
Well, except for the last time where you said...
Well, yeah, I was kind of pissed the last time. We're going to talk about it, Steve. You can stop sending it now.
Here is the title of the article. Give up the home you own. Black Lives Matter activist makes list of requests for white people.
No, don't say it. Requests.
They're not requests. They're actually all demands.
I believe they're demands.
There were. It says 10 requests, but I only seen 4 demands. The article for Leo Weekly titled "White People
Oh
Here
no,
Are 10."
there are 10. They link to the full 10 in the article. There's 10.
I didn't even need to get that far.
Yeah.
White people here are here are 10 requests from a Black Lives Matter leader. Was written by Chanel. I'm gonna assume Chanel. I don't care to know her name. Helm, a self-described co-founder and co-organizer of Black Lives Matter Louisville. We actually have a listener from Louisville. Hopefully, she can give us some
Hopefully she
insight.
follows this list.
Yeah, yeah, Delaney, let's go. Talking about you, girl. In the post, Helm opens by telling white people, and it says white people, if you don't have any descendants, by will I mean will your property
You're dead.
will your property to a black or brown family, preferably one that lives in generational poverty.
Wait.
Well, so we're gonna stop there. Right.
Wait, let me do this.
Oh man, you're gonna set me off.
I'm gonna quote you.
Oh God, I hate you.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me right now?
I want to scream, but I know I've done a lot of that. Generational poverty. So let's break down generational poverty.
Oh no, here we go.
You're fucking lazy! Generations? You have generations of poverty?
Steve, they're oppressed.
Get a fucking job. Generations? Absolutely unforgivable. So you mean to tell me, okay, so let's go with this. You mean to tell me because literal generations of your family refuse to get a job, we as white people are supposed to willingly hand over our homes after death to people who refuse to work.
Which generations before me worked for?
Tyler, it's all right. I'll go with it. Okay, will do. I see absolutely nothing wrong with handing over something I worked the majority of my life in order to pay off being willed to somebody who refuses to work to own their own home. What could go wrong here? Tyler, what could go wrong there?
I really like the next one better, though.
Please, enlighten me.
White people who can afford to downsize
You don't say.
are urged to give up the home you own to a black or brown family. So they don't even care if you're still alive.
Nope, they don't care. They do not care.
If you're still alive, get a smaller home.
You know what, Tyler? I'm gonna call my Black Lives Matter rep around here. All right, start packing my shit. My Monday, I'll be sure to have my home handed over to someone else less fortunate than myself.
The next one, it just gets worse, Steve.
It does, Tyler.
White people,
yeah,
rebudget your monthly. They don't even say expenses or bills. It just says your monthly. I don't even know what that is. So you can donate to black lands for land purchasing. So I gave you my house when I'm dead. I give you my house now. And I have to buy you land for another house. How many fucking houses could you need?
Tyler, they're in poverty, generational poverty.
They're going to be in a McMansion before you know it. And then they call us little-dicked white men.
Oh, man, see,
How is that not racist? This lady is more racist than anyone else.
Here's that full paragraph because I want to really touch base on this because this got me a little fired up. Helm also references little dick white men associated with the alt-right and tells other whites to get they ass fired.
That's a quote.
That is a quote. Call the police even they look suspicious. So my talks, how she know white men have little dicks? Because she's a Black Lives Matter.
That's a stereotype, I think.
I mean, it is, but I got a tiny wiener, but that's none of her business. And call the police. This, if you know anything about me, you know that if you're a part of Black Lives Matter, you apparently do not support the police whatsoever. So for this stupid piece of shit to openly state, call the police. It's disgusting. It's so. Oh man, see my notes had me laughing. I know.
She doesn't even like the police, but she wants to get.
She doesn't.
But she wants to get white people arrested and fired from their job safe. That's what she wants. She wants our land. She wants my house when I'm dead.
She's a piece of
She
shit.
wants money every month, and she wants me fired. How am I going to give her money every month if I get fired?
You know what? Black Lives Matter. They call for white people to spend less to pay for your housing. You demand that we give our homes after we die. You demand that we have people fired who may or may not be alt-right, which is an absolute fucking stupid label. And as a garbage movement, as Black Lives Matter, as you demand for the murder of officers, black or white, people like this are an absolute cancer to this country and are only going to tear it down further. That is the end of our show.
That's a strong
Please.
ending.
I don't mess around. Please follow us on Twitter at @SteveTyler_show. And if you didn't like the show, I don't give a shit, but you can send it to us at our Gmail anyway at SteveandTylerShow@gmail.com.
We'll take hate mail or love mail.
I do appreciate hate mail. I love learning, even if I'm sucky. Subscribe to us on iTunes and follow us on Podbean at the Steven Tyler Show. Thank you for your time, and thank you so much for listening. God bless you, and God bless America.